Yo, the champ is in the building. We here building with Beast. I appreciate you stopping in, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Fresh off the championship win.
All it takes is one.
Oh, man. All right, first for the people that don't know, let the people know who you are real quick.
Elshaddai, the big pisser of Vanhoesen. Born and raised in Albany, representing, holding it down. If you don't know, you can find out. You see, I got this on me for a reason.
Word. How many fights did it take you to earn the belt?
It took, 2 fights to get to the title fight. And then, obviously you got to win the title fight, so 3. But,
So fight 1, it ended up being Mark Moses, correct?
Correct.
After 2 people dropped out.
2 people dropped out.
Were they just afraid?
I think that coming into the promotion, Cage Wars MMA, I think, when you look at my history and you see my wrestling pedigree, and I was winning some submission grappling tournaments, I think just that coupled with the fact that, you can look at me and tell I'm in good shape, I move well. I think it was a tough fight for a lot of people to take in this amateur division, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I think that's why a lot of people were dropping out. One of the guys that dropped out, I actually beat in Anaga. So, it made sense. I was more surprised he took the fight to begin with.
Got you. The second fight, well, the first fight, Moses, you got him, that was Cage Wars 53.
Cage Wars 53.
And you stopped him in what?
Is that your first one coming
29.
One of them?
That was my second. I went to the Mike Tyson one at the convention center.
Me too. That was my first one going to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, the Mike Tyson one was my first one going to. That was the second. Then Cage 54, you get Wicks.
Yep. Back to back.
Big guy.
Yeah, that was the thing about Jarrell Wicks, and that's the thing a lot of people don't, respect or recognize is that, big guy, but that is better than not having any strength that sticks out.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's the thing, like going down to the heavyweight division, because that's my next stop.
Yeah.
I see a lot of fights there where it's like, my strengths are gonna be even like with Jarrell. Wrestling was out of the question.
Yeah, if he grabbed you, you might
not even grab me, but just controlling all that weight out of the question.
Gotcha.
So in a lot of ways, that's a tough fight.
Yeah.
I can't get too close. There's a lot of things I don't want to be back against the cage.
And at that size, his hands move pretty quickly.
Yeah,
like you were quicker, you were more looser, but when he was swinging, it wasn't no big slow.
He's been around for a while. He's been in the jiu-jitsu world for a while.
Gotcha.
So shout outs to him. It just when these things touch you.
Yeah. So you got him out of here in, what was that? 1 minute 14 seconds. Minute 14.
Minute 14.
Then that earned you the title fight that you had been asking for.
I knew it from the beginning.
They've been running and ducking from. We talked about that before when we got a chance to chop it up.
In all honesty, he wasn't running and ducking. I was just saying that to him, just to get under his skin.
He was making you earn it. You had to work your way to it.
Yeah, I mean, I had to work my way to it. I'm gonna give him his credit where credit's due. He's a dog.
And you had to get the shins off.
Yeah, I had to get the shins off. I had to go through the motions. You know what I mean? He wasn't running and ducking, but it just sounded better.
Yeah, it was fun.
It sounded better. You know what I mean?
Nah, respect. But when it happened, maybe he should have been running and ducking because that right hand got him right up out of here, contorted his nose like a transformer.
So the thing about that fight is,
talk me through the end of that in your eloquent fight description that you
my stylish brand of violence.
Yeah.
So I come out and instantly, he was looking for a knockout punch. Mm-hmm. He was looking for. He's trying to get me out of there. That was his strategy. But, I rely, as much as I got this power, I rely on my technique and I rely on my work ethic and my conditioning. Gotcha. So, when you standing across the cage from somebody and I'm looking them in the eye and I'm like, bro, I'm not going nowhere. Like it's a confidence you can have. When you do that face off, and it's like how far are you ready to go? Yeah. And for me, I'm ready to go as far as we gotta go. And that is like a level of confidence. It's hard to explain, but you know, he comes out, and you know, I take my time with it because I'm ready for the long haul. And as soon as I got his timing down, if you watch the fight back from the stream angle, you'll see he never landed on me.
I was gonna ask you that because he threw a big looping right, and it looked like it hit your shoulder.
Hit my shoulder. I honestly rolled it.
Copy. The second one, I thought it grazed you.
Hit the shoulder again.
Got you.
And I was on my way out. Shoulder rolled it. It looked like it did because I shoulder rolled it and with the punch.
Got you.
That's a technique, and this technique to help absorb impact on punches. But you know, I shoulder rolled it and went with it.
And then even as you caught him, he kind of laid one out there, but you had hit him so hard that it wasn't nothing.
So if you go back and watch it, I had slow mo. He threw a jab, but I had already had his timing down, and I slipped under his jab. But I came with an overhand of my own, and the overhand hit him, and that's what set him up for the big right.
Yeah.
And the big right hit him right on the nose. He couldn't, hit him right on the bridge of the nose.
I seen the aftermath picture. You know, it wasn't a nice look on his nose, man.
See, there's a difference in fights. It's 3 levels to winning fights.
Yeah.
Really 4. You win by 5. You win by split decision, close fight. You win by unanimous decision.
Gotcha.
Right? You dominate somebody in Khabib fashion, or where you just control them for all the time. You control them, super dominant fashion win. You finish them, knockout or submission. Then you maim them. That's a different level of victory. Where after the victory, they gotta sit and question what they do from here on out. You know what I mean? Those type of injuries make you question what you do from here on out, and that's what I did to him. I maimed him. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
He gotta look, when he look in the mirror, he gotta look at, is this worth it? His family gotta look at him and, is this worth it? Is this what you want to keep doing? And that is a different level.
That's a different kind of win. That's a different level of win.
And it's a different level of risk. When you think about coming for this right here, it's a different level of risk you gotta take. Because I don't just win, I maim people.
So, after you win that fight, you turn around, get up the next day, and go win your bracket in the Naga.
So that anybody who does that, you got to sign up early. So that was my way of letting people know where I was at.
Where your level of confidence was at for
with
that
this fight, and also with that competition. Because not only does that mean I planned on winning, but that lets you know I planned on winning unscathed.
Heard you. Question. With Corey, ultimately, when we spoke before, you said Corey winning the belt is one of the things that inspired you to go to Cage War because you wanted to go get that from him.
Yes, sir. We have history in high school wrestling. We went 1-1 against each other in the season. He beat me at sectionals. If you know anything about high school sports, sectionals, state qualifiers. I was lucky enough to get a wild card in the States, and I ended up placing second. He didn't place. That's here and there. I still had to go get mine back in blood.
Heard you.
So it is one of the reasons I seen him win it, and I seen the storyline from the beginning, and I knew that it was something I could build, and I thought it'd be popular in at least the wrestling community, but it ended up taking over the city. Not just the city, but the fight community as a whole too.
So with that goal being accomplished, what's your motivation now?
Well, now I'm just a thirsty blood demon. I'm a thirsty blood demon. Now I done got a taste of something that I can't ignore. You know what I mean? I got urges I've never felt before. So now this thirst for blood has to be quelled. You know what I mean? It can't end here. I'm looking for the next victim.
Are you defending the belt on that March 4th card in Philly?
So right now, as it stands, I'm not fighting super heavyweight anymore.
Gotcha.
I'm today, right now, I weigh 265. That's the heavyweight limit. So I'm a heavyweight as of today. I do plan on getting on this Philly card. I have to work out some things with my team, my coaches.
Gotcha.
But that is what I want to do. That's my intention, is to fight on this Philly card against Sean Raby Ruffin. There's this guy, he called me out on Instagram back before I fought Corey. He said, I want the winner. I said, look no further. I'll tell you who the winner's going to be right now.
Gotcha.
Here I am. I watched his fights, and he told me, you know what he told me at the time? He told me I'm not on his level. And that was funny to me because, you know, before Cage War, before MMA, if you look into me, I have a lengthy resume for competing in sports, combat sports, wrestling. And for him to say that is not only arrogant, but it's ignorant. And that's an offense that's punishable by blood.
And it's crazy because, you know, I see your training, I see your work ethic, but as far as in the cage, we still really haven't gotten to see what you can do.
Nope. You haven't seen, I would say you've seen 15%.
I was at the NAGA tournament, and it was funny because the ref didn't even see your opponent tap out. You just got up off him like, yo, he tapped, and he was left laying there holding his wrist.
And that's an undefeated fighter, too. He's an undefeated fighter. That guy.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
And he was laying there holding onto his wrist.
He was going around telling people that, it'd be different if we fought MMA. Because I beat him in knockout before. He's like, it'd be different if we fought MMA. The first time, I beat him in knockout 3 times, actually. First time was by points. Second time was by submission, probably 3 minutes in. This time, submission 50 seconds in. So what that tells you is, each time I'm getting better, leaps and bounds, exponentially.
Last question for the most part. What's the ultimate goal? The UFC?
Yeah, the peak, the highest peak to become the biggest star to ever do it. I mean, it's a lengthy goal, but it's not a lengthy goal, a lofty goal, but I'm a lofty person. You feel me? I'm up for the challenge, and behind these 2 things, and this right here, mainly, most importantly for the kids watching, this right here, and you know your heart, and these, they can get you anywhere.
Would you go to one of the other promotions like Bellator or One Championship?
I plan on going. Oh yeah. Whoever's rolling out the bank, because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm the type of guy that's gonna elevate whatever promotion I'm in.
Gotcha.
So I'm not really too concerned with being UFC because I think I can make waves on a across the board.
Gotcha.
Culturally, you know what I mean?
Urgent. All right. Well, before I let you go, let's get into a quick 5-question end-of-day trivia. They're all UFC based and they're all multiple choice questions.
Okay, let's go. I'm good at multiple choice. All
right, got you. Question 1. In which round did Conor tap out to Khabib at UFC 229?
Wait, hold on, time out. Before you even ask me this question, it's 4 multiple choice? A, B, C, D?
Yep.
So there's only 5 rounds.
Yep.
So, okay. Say. I think I already know the answer.
Alright. A, the 3rd, B, the 4th, C, the 2nd, or D, the 5th.
I'm almost positive it was the 4th.
Correct. It was the 4th round.
Yes. I'm almost positive it was the 4th.
Alright.
I remember that day vividly. That fight, I remember it.
Alright, so let's back up a little bit. At UFC 81, Brock Lesnar lost his UFC debut to who?
Frank Mir. It was by a leg lock. It was by was it a leg lock? It might have been a Kimura. But I'm pretty sure it was a leg lock.
I'm pretty sure it was a leg lock.
Some type of leg lock.
Yeah, some type of leg lock.
I remember that fight vividly too. Because Brock Lesnar was actually beating him.
Yeah, beating him back.
He was bloody. Brock Lesnar was beating him bloody.
Yeah.
But that jiu-jitsu, man, that's why I'm in jiu-jitsu every day.
It's dangerous.
I got the key in the car.
And it doesn't have a look to it.
It doesn't have a look.
You can't look at somebody and be like, oh, I think I can beat them. Nah, you don't
I mean, look at Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva. Chael Sonnen beat on Anderson Silva for 4.5 rounds. In the last 30 seconds, he slapped the triangle on and won.
Oh.
So jiu-jitsu is a real skill.
Urgent. Alright, question 3. Since you brought his name up, out of Anderson Silva's 11 losses, how many were to knockout?
How many were to knockout?
Yes. A, 4, B, 3, C, 6, D, 1.
Are we including boxing?
Nope.
Just MMA.
Just MMA.
Are we including Pride?
Yep.
So I know he got knocked out in Pride. In the UFC, Anderson Silva, I know he lost twice to injury. I know he got knocked out by, was it Brunson? What was the options again?
A is 4, B is 3, C is 6, D is 1.
1. I'm gonna say 3. 3 was an option?
Yep.
I'm gonna say 3.
Close. It was 4.
Ah, it's 4. Oh,
And it was Chris Weidman that dropped him.
no, he didn't. Oh, he did knock him
did
out.
knock him out the first
I thought
time.
he only lost by injury.
No, that's the second time.
The injury was the leg kick.
Facts.
I thought it was both by injury. I know he stopped him.
No, he called
But
him one
Anderson
time,
Silva
sticking
was
his
doing
face out,
he was
called
doing
him. Yeah.
So there's an opponent that might fight Nat Cabra. You're on my radar. And you do that same thing that Anderson Silva does, but you're not Anderson. That's the difference. You're not Anderson. And if these will touch you. These will touch you. So if we ever cross paths, just come keep your hands up. Don't think you're Anderson Silva. This ain't a karate movie. This is MMA. And if these touch you, my boy, lights out.
Alright, 2 more questions. In 2009, at the Ultimate Fighter finale,
The first one?
John Bone Jones lost to Matt Hamill by
Via
disqualification
disqualification, 12 to 6
committing.
elbows.
Yep.
12 to 6 elbows. I watched that match. I remember. Downward elbows, doing them 12 to 6.
Let's go.
The only loss on John Jones records. I'm an MMA.
Last question. This is an easy one.
I'm a student of the game.
Khabib famously wrestled which animal as a kid?
Bear.
Facts.
I watched those videos. Man, I'm an MMA. I'm a student of the game, and I don't get into nothing without fully, studying it to the deepest of levels because, there's something you can learn from everybody, and I take inspiration from all those greats we just named. I take inspiration from all of them, and I've watched pretty much all their fights. I've been a UFC fan since The Ultimate Fighter. You know what I mean? Honestly, I played some of the early UFC video games on PlayStation 1 and 2. 1 or 2. When they first came out, I remember watching Kimbo Slice beat people up. And man, so, this runs in my blood in the
That's
way.
what's up, man. Yo, I'm so tuned in and looking forward to see what you do next. I appreciate
keep
you
your
coming
eyes-
and chopping it up with me.
Make sure you guys
Building
follow me on
Wit Beast.
Instagram, division_L on
Yeah,
Instagram.
man, follow him. Funny guy. He's not just a knockout artist. He's not just a fighter. He's not just hurting people. Funny, creative, very intelligent guy. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you check him out.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
My
man.
brother, man. I appreciate you too. You're doing a good thing here. Representing.